Hello and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Murkmire. We are on the walls of the Dead Water Tribe village. Well, walls. Because it's the walls of the village. Right, that got more messy than I had intended it to. So, there are still side quests left in Lilmoth, and as we saw last time, there are also quite a few side quests to be found out in the world. There's also one more quote-unquote wild sky shard, which is out there somewhere. Maybe our quests will eventually take us to it, maybe not. If not, I will likely go and find it before I close off Murkmire for good, which is still some ways off given the amount of side quest there after all is. There's also the last delving quest, the Teeth of Sithis, but because I have a feeling that there is a quest related to it and not just going in, clearing the place out, defeating the boss monster, bada bing bada boom, I'm waiting to do that because, well, it might be doable for a quest down the line, and I don't want to have to repeat it. As much as I'm itching to go to new places, just basically turn my mind off, delve, kill some monsters, sneak around, find a sky shard, kill a boss, find some lore, read a pause screen, things like that. I do like that. It's not that. But I also don't want to redo a quest for the sake of, hey, didn't you pick up that torch that was in there that wasn't in there the first time you went in? Well, no, because it wasn't there. Oh, well, it's there now. So, can you go back and get it? And fine. But I am going to complain about it. And frankly, I will complain when it's right to complain. But when there is a potential to avoid that complaining altogether by basically venting now, which, you can still call it complaining, it technically is, I would much rather do that. And I have a theory that they're going to do it like this. So, we're getting off track. We have a side quest right here with Nisswo. Looks... This looks like a religious setup, but let's hear it.
To honor change is to honor Sithis. All Saxhleel know this, but sometimes it is forgotten. As Nisswo, it lies upon my shoulders to remind them. Would you help me in this endeavor?
Strange. Nisswo here is not a Naga. I mean, he is an Argonian, obviously, but he is not a Naga. Okay, what do you need me to do?
I wish to create a monument dedicated to the forces of change and chaos. I will take that which time has broken and create it anew in the name of Sithis. That is where your aid comes in.
What exactly do you need?
You must travel to echoes of our past. Sophia Cavern,
oh my
the
God!
Teeth of Sithis, and the Tomb of Many Spears. There you will gather pieces from our days of stone nests. When all is collected, then I shall create.
Well, isn't this just great? Just when I thought I was done complaining about it, this happens. And I bet you that ruined piece wasn't in Sophia Cavern the last time. But I think I know where it is in Sophia Canyon. So this is a collectathon. Fine. Alright, so I'll collect the pieces of ruins for your art piece.
The beauty of change is undeniable. The crumbling stone of our foolish past. The sky bleeding red above a setting sun. The bloated face of a corpse as the skin begins to decay. Ah, to gaze upon such wonder.
How does creating art honor Sithis?
Tell me this. What is painted upon a blank canvas?
Goodbye. Nothing.
Precisely. And it is only because of that nothing that something can be made. First there is nothing, then there is something. Thus is the will of all things. Thus is the will of Sithis.
So the act of creation honors Sithis.
Sithis is the nothing between the something, the void which created all and will one day destroy it. The will of change, the inconstant which is our only constant. My art honors this will. I destroy what was and create what will be.
I don't like the sound of I destroy what was. Tell me about your role as Nisswo.
I belong to the clutch of Nisswo, a fellowship of sorts. In the dry-skinned tongue, we would be called nothing speakers, for we speak the words of that which is void, though we do not all speak the same words, of course. Why would we?
You don't all speak the same words?
Sithis is a being of multitude. It is the will of change, the force of chaos, the lust for bloodshed. Its words are many, and so the Nisswo are many. But we all speak parts of the larger truth.
Meaning?
Perhaps an example will help. I honor Sithis through my art. I see the something within the nothing, and create it. Through my actions, a lesson is learned. My mentor had a different approach. She would require offerings of blood.
Offerings of blood.
The greater the offering, the greater the honor. Some would sacrifice a scale or a fang, freshly plucked and bloodied. Others would offer fingers or the tips of their tails. One follower offered his heart. He died, of course.
How do you become a Nisswo?
One must simply be accepted as a Vovaste, an apprentice in the dry-skinned tongue. I journeyed with my mentor for many seasons before she bestowed the title of Nisswo upon me. Then I journeyed alone, spreading the dark word to many tribes.
Why travel? Why not stay in one village?
I speak but one truth. Through many seasons, this village will hear many words. It is from these many words that they will create their own truth. And though these truths will be different, they will all be, in the end, true.
Seems like a complicated way to spread a religion.
The Saxhleel do not require ease in our beliefs. We do not write words upon a page and request our followers to speak its unmoving words. Belief should be questioned, doubted, judged, and finally accepted. Only then is it truth.
So the priests of Sithis all believe different things? Oh.
Sithis is a being of
Okay, let's take a look at the map and see how bad it is. So... yeah, we got the teeth of Sithis, and then we had... where's the last one?
No.
I don't see... oh! Tomb of Many Spears. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to enter Sophia Canyon. I'm going to cut out most of what is basically down there, because I don't want to do it again.
Pox on dishonor. Kishi's life matters more than stupid traditions.
Kishi chose to save us. Outsiders will only make things worse.
Come, Dapasa. Beal has made her to see.
Still don't know what these tame wine tongues are about. I guess I'll find out eventually. Right, so I'll cut to when I find the ruined piece. And then I'll meet you back outside again. Alright, here we are, finally. And of course it was in the back end of this See, this statue was here before. Certainly wasn't important. A piece of rubble from Sophia Caverns broken off from an ancient Argonian ruin. See? I very much dislike this. I was here. Just showed up as a curious piece of rock. Then I can always be like, oh, I wonder what that's about. And be like, oh. Right, I'll meet you back outside. Okay, well, that was annoying. And, I mean, at the Tomb of Many Spears, I've been there, and there wasn't a piece of rock in there. I really dislike that way of adding quote-unquote replayability. This is the first time you actually... No, we experienced it in one of the Sophirs as well. It's a mechanic that hasn't really been used, like mud. But yeah, definitely has its uses. I will meet you at Many Spears Ruins. Alright. This is not as long, but... I don't really have much to say, so to avoid just complaining, I will get it, and then I'll need you back outside again. This wasn't here before. Really stupid way of doing this. I could understand if, in adding a new area... See, this looks like it could be important too. At least they haven't ever yet done where you had to visit the same place thrice. 2 times have been the max so far. And I hope that they don't start doing this again. Now, I am going to be watchful for how things are going to be. Why is... I find it strange that Teeth of Sithis, the marker for that, isn't at the same place at the Delve quest marker. That worries me some. There could be... Yeah, that could have meanings that basically it could be that there are 2 places to enter. Why are we not hidden? You can't see me. I have a suspicion, sneaking suspicion, that there is 2 entrances. One leads through the delve, where to the other is just like a small room nearby. Which means that, well, I actually prefer that if that is the case, because then I'm not going through the cave itself. So... Oh, we got a side quest. Nisswo sewed. It does seem to be above, which does suggest that it is not in the actual delve quest itself, which is behind the waterfall there. Alright, I'll talk to Nisswo sewed.
Get back! You will not cut the scales from me again. You are not one of her thralls. No, you do not smell like them. Quickly, you must help me. I only barely escaped her
no.
clutches, but my...
We will deal with it later. Unfortunately, basically everything here you cannot enter. You have to go around and enter here. Or up here. But that's it. That's the only place that you can enter that plateau from. Which isn't exactly great design, but that's not unusual for the Elder Scrolls Online, unfortunately. I don't like it, but that's how it is. Does this lead up there? No, it just leads to a rook of something of the sort. Nothing of importance. Probably treasure, but as of right now, I've already gotten enough distractions as is. Plus, there are plenty of enemies abound up here, so it's not like we'll have nothing to do once we get here. And I also need to sort out my inventory. Which I will eventually. It's not of haste right now. Why do you show it as... I really don't want to fight you guys, but... Get off with that! Your projected attacks, fast projected attacks is a bullshit maneuver. See, this says that I basically can't get to it. So it does look like I have to get in from above. Well, not from above, but... Oh. Hello.
Tell me, is it a dry skin custom to come gawk at this wreck? It is a lump of rotting wood. Not even good for burning anymore, yet Ojel always asked to come. I will take their coin and put it to better use.
Why is there a boat in a tree?
A better question would be why anyone would care. It is the rotten husk of a dead tree. The fact its shape is different does not make it any less useless.
You're not at all curious how it got there?
Perhaps it was shaped by the dreams of the Hist and fell from the sky. Or perhaps this tree simply desired a headdress. Does knowing either change that it is now a tangle of soggy sticks? If you want to play guessing games, speak to the dry skin.
Alright, no need to be rude about it. Oh, I can open this. Okay, well, seeing as I'd like to have to enter... Oh, no, none of this is marked as owned. Seeing as I'd probably have to enter the Teeth of Sithis then. We'll do this first. And then take whatever we can in the next episode. Alright, what do you have to say, Strillian Calidus?
Hold on, watch where you're stepping. This is an anthropological site now, no place for tourists and hikers. Although, you have the look of an explorer about you. If you're with one of the expeditions, I suppose you could stay and observe.
Who are you?
Strillian Calidus, Scholar Emeritus at the Imperial Naval Consortium. Or what remains of it. I happened to be on sabbatical when the Alliance War began, and now it's been extended indefinitely.
What is the story with this wreck in the tree? I'd never seen this before.
Show some respect. This wreck is the Dominus Fatum, one of the most storied vessels of the First Empire. Its crew apprehended the notorious Black Marsh pirate Red Brahmin during the reign of Empress Hestra, a testament to their resolve.
How did it get here?
When Empress Hestra demanded the head of Red Brahmin, most of his pursuers chased him from the Topal Bay all the way into Black Marsh. The Dominus Fatum, however, chose to brave Shadowfen's uncharted rivers and head him off from the north.
I guess that didn't go as planned.
Sacrifices were made, but they were not in vain. Though the Dominus Fatum became mired in the swamp, it made it closer to Blackrose than any other ship, and its crew captured Red Brahmin, much to his surprise, I'm sure.
And how did it wind up at the top of a tree?
I don't know, but I'm thankful for its safekeeping. The Dominus Fatum would have drowned in muck otherwise. The ship may have careened over the embankment and into the branches, but the tree might not have even been here 1,000 years ago.
How can you tell this is the Dominus Fatum?
Because I am, or was, the chair of Vexologium at the Consortium, and I can count the number of Dark Elf vessels that flew an Imperial Vexillum on one finger.
Vexillum?
Flag. Imperial vessels, particularly those of the early First Empire, carry their unique banner into battle, hung suspended from a tall pole by a crossbar.
I'm surprised the flag survived out here.
It didn't, but the frame that bore it was little worse for wear, after I scraped the grime off. I can tell you few units had the honor of carrying their Vexillum on a solid gold frame. The crew of the Dominus Fatum have that distinction.
Why was a Dark Elf ship flying an Imperial banner?
It was captured by the Empire during the Battle of Tyr Harbor, during the War for Silyanorn, what would become Stormhold. In honor of their defeat of the Indoril fleet, the flagship was given to the Legion and christened the Dominus Fatum.
Is this the same question again? Yeah, okay.
Flag.
Okay, so he didn't give a quest. Right. In the next episode... That does not look like much of a door now, does it? Well, in the next episode, we shall head into the teeth of Sithis and get the last ruined piece. But until then, take care.